Hey guys, Tiny Bryson here, and welcome back to the channel. And honestly, this video right here is going to be a slap in the face to a lot of people out there. And some of us need to get slapped, starting off by me. I made this video. Originally, it was just going to be 6, but then it developed up to 21 different things keeping you away from success because basically, I started seeing more and more things that are keeping me personally from achieving my true level of success. So I will slap myself first in the face because basically, I got slapped first. A lot of these things right here, guys, although I'm successful in a way, doesn't mean I'm perfect. I read a lot of books. All those authors, they're not perfect either. And they all say the same thing unless they're trying to say, hey, I'm perfect. Everything's fine here. A lot of times things are not fine. So in this video right here, I'm going to tell you about 21 things. Yeah, 21 things that are keeping you away from success and also from money. And by the way, I have a bonus towards the end. So if you make it all the way to the video, comment down below and saying, hey, I made it all the way down to the end of the video. Now, if you guys are new here, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, the very first one, guys, is procrastination. I will be the first to say, guys, I procrastinate a lot. Especially when I was in college, I procrastinated every time I got a 10-page essay or a 25-page essay. I did every single one of them on the same night, okay? Now, I learned as an adult now that procrastination more than often is a lack of respect for a certain task and not having, for example, a strong why, and also not making for yourself a deadline, although there is no real deadline. When there's no deadline, things go on forever. So here is a little tip here. Initiate with having a why you're doing that task. Make sure you do the most important task first. And also lastly, make sure you also have a deadline. And lastly, I read a book called The 80-20 Rule. That book changed my life forever, and it helped me out a lot to understand, hey, what is first and what is going to give me, for example, the best results. Now, number 2, guys, is indecisiveness. Now, I'm not saying that I never make a decision without consulting other people. By the way, the Bible says a wise man will seek counsel, I think. And that basically means, hey, if you're a wise person, you go out there and ask other wise people, hey, what do you think about this idea? But if you gotta ask every single time about everything out there and you have no personal choice in reality, indecisiveness is not going to be a good thing. And more than often, other people end up making choices for your life because you're not confident enough to actually make your own decisions. So my advice would be, hey, write down all the data points to why you're making a decision, all the reasons, have all the answers there, and learn just to go ahead and take action, okay? Take action, and don't be afraid of failing every now and then. It's okay to ask for advice, but not on everything, okay? Not on everything. Hey, what toothpaste? What should I study? Make sure you do your own research also. At the end of the day, it is your personal choice. Number 3, lack of patience. I've been going to the gym for 6 weeks now. Where are my abs? My wife was mad at me last week. I gave her flowers. Why is she still mad? Everyone wants microwavable results. Lack of patience. Things do not happen overnight. Now, my advice is basically, hey, you gotta be patient. You gotta allow things to actually show you some results. Even when it comes to very destructive habits like unhealthy eating, the results, they come later on when you're like in your 30s and 40s. That's when you have, for example, high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these other things, right? So even bad things like bad habits, they take time to actually reflect on your current body and current situation, and so will the good habits. Just keep at it. Keep at it. Now, number 4, dependency. Now, in some way, we're all dependent people on each other, but when you are dependent for everything you do, you need help for everything. Everyone is always saving you. You can't do anything by yourself. Your parents got you, your friends got you, your husband got you, your wife got you. Like, you can't make a choice by yourself and you're heavily dependent. The answer is that's not that good, because if things were to go wrong, you can't help yourself. So you got to work towards becoming more independent by making your own choice and doing your own things, and then working with other independent people and creating, for example, interdependence to actually create something that's actually bigger than the both of you. But you gotta start being, or you gotta stop being so dependent on people. Okay, not where you want to be, because if they let you down, you're gonna end up very disappointed, and sometimes the consequences are gonna be very, very heavy. Number 5, lack of responsibility. And two of the biggest things I hear all the time is basically excuses and also the victim card. And if I played all these cards, I could say, well, I'm this color. Also, I grew up with a single mom. My dad passed away. And things didn't always go well for me, and I moved around a lot. If I use all those factors and made excuses, I would be a very different person today. I'm not saying ignore where you come from, doesn't matter. No, you accept it, but you also accept the fact that whatever happened then doesn't determine what you actually do right now at this current moment and where you actually go from now. That's the idea, and that's my tip for that right there. Now, number 6 is trying to control everything that you can't control. This means, for example, I'm trying to control this person. I'm trying to control someone that I love or whatever it is. But in reality, you can't control anyone. Certain things out there you just can't change. People have to make their own choices. And in reality, the only person on this earth I guarantee you can control, and you can't even do it very well, is yourself, right? So if you suffer from procrastination, you can't even control yourself correctly. So the answer is you can only control yourself. And remember, responsibility is not saying, hey, you are responsible for doing this because you told me you were going to do it, okay? So you got to do it. Be careful with that little strategy people use to basically get you to do everything they don't want to do. So in reality, responsibility is just about your response to things. So if you're trying to fight me, I have the ability to control my response. I can't control you. If you want to fight me, you're going to fight me, right? But my response can be, hey, I'm just going to run away, bro. Or I'm just going to walk away, right? That's my response. The way I respond, that right there is responsibility. I just learned that this year, and that has changed my life a lot. On top of that, not constantly improving. It's kind of like if you were back in the 1990s and you just had a Nokia and you're like, I don't want to deal with those new phones. I know people like that, by the way. My stepdad used to be just like that. I like my phone with the little numbers here and the little snake game or whatever it is. I don't want one of those touchscreen phones. Today he does have one, but the answer is, in life, you have to be constantly improving with the times or you will be left behind. If you never adapt to the new world, you'll be perfectly adapted for a world that no longer exists. So you gotta adapt. And by the way, fun fact here is people graduate from high school and college and then never read another book again. That's how crazy it actually is. So keep learning, keep improving, books, seminars, whatever it is, but keep growing and improving in your field. Now, number 8, negotiating bad habits and also destructive habits. Meaning that if you have a problem with junk food, don't try to bring it in your house and be like, hey, I'm just gonna eat maybe 1 chip a day. Most likely, you're going to lose control. If you have a problem with, for example, an addictive habit, a lot of guys, a lot of us out there, the answer is don't negotiate, just stop doing it. And it takes time. Of course, you're gonna rebound every now and then, but things take time. But eventually, the point is don't negotiate on distractive habits. Whenever I think about this, for example, imagine someone that's on this very destructive habit, like DRUG, and you tell them, well, just do just a little bit of it every single day. They can't control it. Some things you just don't negotiate on. You get help. Join, for example, a support group, or just go ahead and try to get help if your habit is really out of control and it's really destroying your life, okay? That's the idea. Get help or join, for example, a support group to actually help you and support you. A lot of times, you can't do everything on your own, okay? So don't be afraid to go out there and get help. Now, number 9 is hanging around the wrong crowd. I caught myself last weekend. I was at my cousin's birthday party, and I was hanging around for way too long with a certain crowd that I'm not really into, and I stayed there for around 10 p.m. And in reality, I sleep at 9 p.m. and my body was like, hey, the next day, hey, you wasted time. So my whole body was basically just hurting from the lack of sleep, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but that's just my body works, okay? But overall, don't hang around with the wrong crowd. Nothing cool about it. And on top of that, also, you become the average of the most people you actually hang around with, So take that into consideration. don't hang around with the wrong crowd. On top of that, also, number 10, a lack of empathy, sympathy, and also boundaries. Now, empathy is you being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Sympathy is being able to look at that person's situation from your personal experience, right? And also boundaries are just healthy limits on other people and also on yourself. You have to be empathetical, sympathetical, and also have healthy boundaries on other people. Meaning, basically, people might try to guilt you into doing things that you have no reason to be doing it, okay? Whether it's at work, friends, romantic relationships, whatever it is, the answer is you gotta be empathetical, sympathetical, but also learn to set, for example, healthy boundaries. I learned this from a book called, for example, Boundaries, When to Say Yes and When to Say No. That book right there changed my life, okay? Here's the title of the book, or the book itself right here, Boundaries, When to Say Yes and When Not to Say Yes. I think so, that's the title. Or there's just like a little pen in the book, or a pencil in the book. So yeah, the book helped me out a lot. So get that book, it's gonna help you out a lot. Now, number 11, lack of real world relationships, okay? This means if you have no one to call, you have no real friends, and your whole life is based on social media, the answer is that's not healthy at all. It's kind of like, remember, right? Us as humans, we are social creatures. If you're trying to become successful or trying to make money or whatever it is, you're going to need people some way, somehow. Leaders need people. If you want to be a leader, you will need people. Whether you want to be a leader or not a leader, honestly, you will need people. If you don't have any friends, join a church, join a group, go to a club, whatever it is, okay? Pay that $15, $20 a month, and just basically get around people, get to know people. If you can't call anyone and say like, hey, I'm going through this problem, here's the secret, it's sad, okay? And you don't want to stay there forever. That's my point. Now, number 12, gambling with life, career, and also investments. I know people where they chose their degree on a gamble. Hey, I heard this is good, I'm gonna go for it. Or hey, I heard this investment is good, I'm gonna go for it. That's gambling with your life. Don't make that mistake. I did that, I got lucky. Doesn't mean you will get lucky. I chose accounting because basically I got lucky, someone else told me to do that. But in reality, it doesn't mean you wanna go into that. Again, you wanna go ahead, get all the data, right? All the information, and then make an educated choice. But don't gamble. Not a good idea, especially with your life. Number 13, staying at your parents' house. You know, if you're 25 years old, you got a job, you're going to school trying to get, for example, your degree or whatever it is, or your license or your trade job, and you're basically staying there for a while, that's fine. And you put money on their table also, that's fine. But if you're 24 or 23 years old, you have no job, no prospects, you're not trying to get a job, not trying to go to school, the answer is you gotta go. You know what I mean? You gotta go. When you're so comfortable and you're waking up, for example, in those silk sheets and your parents got you, hey honey, you want some dinner? You want some food, some breakfast? The answer is that's not what you want. You gotta go out there and do something. That's the idea. So leave your parents' house if it's time, okay? If you're there trying to build something, that's fine, you're building. But if you're doing nothing and you know you're doing nothing, the answer is you gotta get your wings and you gotta go. And that comes into boundaries also with parents. Now, number 14 is not having a job. You know, we fall into this category, our generation, a lot because we're always trying to find, for example, our niche. Like, I don't know what to do, so I don't got a job. I don't want to work for anybody. Oh my gosh, 9 to 5 sucks. The answer is get a job, bro, right? Just get a job, whether it's at Walmart, whether it's working in an office, whatever it is, you need to be, how do I say this? You need to be spending your time doing something productive, okay? And then if you don't like it there, work on getting, for example, a degree or a license or, for example, a trade job into something that you're actually interested in, but you just can't not be doing nothing, okay? Not producing anything is not a good idea. Get a job, okay? Don't be afraid to get a job that you might not like. I did like 3 of those for the past like 3-4 years, and I don't regret it. I learned a lot, like a lot that's not what I want to do, okay? But it's important that you get a job. And that money, I used it for making me more money. Now, number 15, not learning about money with the little you have. The answer is you don't need, for example, how much I got here? I got here 10,000 plus over here, 20,000 in total. You don't need a ton of money to learn about money. The answer is you can learn about money through books. You can learn about money through budgeting your small amount of money. So I learned how to manage money when all I had was $60. Learn to manage with whatever you have. Learn to start small. That's a good habit that I've developed, okay? When I'm trying to do something, I don't start at the top level. I'm not there. I'm not gonna run a marathon. I'm gonna start basically just by walking and then getting there step by step. That's the core idea. Start small. So start with whatever you have and don't make excuses. Number 16, lack of hard work. One thing I can say is that basically a lot of successful people have this one thing in common. Whether you wanna call it, oh, they work smart, not hard, they work pretty hard too, okay? They work hard. You gotta be able to go out there and put in the work and put in the hours to get success and what you actually want. That means, hey, I'm gonna be decisive. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna procrastinate. I'm gonna work towards actually achieving this. And by the way, does this mean it is always gonna be perfect? You're not gonna procrastinate? The answer is no. Obviously, things will go wrong every now and then, but the answer is you are working hard towards something. That's the idea. Hard work has become by far my best friend, and I'm proud to say that. Now, also, number 17, becoming a yes man or yes woman or no woman or no man. Meaning that every single opportunity that comes into your door, you say yes, 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 or you just say no, 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 no. Every time you say yes to something, you say no to something. Every time you say no to something, you might say yes to something else, okay? Meaning, if you come to me with this opportunity and it makes no sense and I say yes, well, now I just wasted my time and I could have been doing something else that could actually help me. And a lot of times people procrastinate by doing this. I'm gonna say yes to checking my email and Netflix for the next 4 hours and not actually doing the work that I actually need to do. I'm gonna say yes to helping this person, although I know for a fact all this help is never going to end. I heard this quote, right? It was like, if you have friends that are always in trouble, something is always wrong, and you've been giving advice, for example, for like the past 5-10 years, and they still have problems, is your advice really helping them? No problem, for example, listening to a friend, helping them out, but you can tell when something's basically destructive, so be careful with those relationships also. Number 18, bad maintenance habits. Maintenance habits are basically like sleep, eat, poop and shave. Honestly, if you don't have a regimen when it comes to sleep and what you eat, it's like the fuel and also the resting period. If you have no schedule here and you eat bad stuff, not a good idea. This keeps you away from success and also from money because basically you're never operating at your full potential. One thing I've worked very, very hard at is my diet. By going to Costco, buying things in bulk, having protein, having fruits in my fridge, having no type of like sugary stuff anymore. Every now and then I buy like dumb stuff, I'll be honest, but I try my best to kind of like eradicate those things. So that way I can basically maintain my core habits in the right way so my body is always at optimal level. Get a sleep schedule. You don't gotta wake up at 3 a.m. Don't believe the hype. Just get your full 8 hours or 7 hours, whatever you actually feel like you operate best at. Now, number 19, settling. Settling is not, for example, a bad thing, but it is a bad thing when you know you're settling for something that might not be good for you. Hey, I settled for maybe this great marriage. That's awesome, right? I'm not constantly out there trying to look for another prospect. That's a good thing. But I'm settling for this trash job that I basically hate. That's a bad thing. You have positives and negatives. Avoid the negatives, okay? Learn to basically get yourself out of your comfort zone and get into what you actually want in life. Now, again, you have positive settling and negative settling. It's not that see-through. So you got to basically look at the perspectives and see exactly which one are you actually settling for. Now, number 20, aimless living. This means you go throughout life with not a single goal, whether it's long-term or short-term. A great quote by these people is basically, hey, what's the point? We're all gonna die anyways. Or hey, nothing's guaranteed. What's the point? What's the point of saving money? I'm not even gonna be around, blah, blah, you know, it's very stupid. Do not do this, you know. Whether you wanna become a billionaire or millionaire or just have a few dollars, doesn't matter. Just set small incremental goals and try to improve yourself by 1% each day. That's really about it. Have some goals. Don't be aimless. Now, number 21, and the last one here, is negative distractions. We all need distractions. We all need rest. Work cannot just be everything in our lives. But if your distractions, for example, just TV, social media, and the P word, PRN. You know what I'm talking about? In reality, those aren't healthy habits, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. So, what are positive ones? Positive distractions. You might say, well, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna basically work out with some friends. I'm gonna join a club. Maybe I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna get a book. I'm going to have a relationship with someone, whether it's friends or romantic. All your time. By the way, I think the average American spends 4 to 5 hours watching TV. Meaning, I come from work, all I do is just watch TV or Netflix. That's it. That life sucks. Okay, I'm being honest. I'm being real. I'd rather come home from work, whether it's reading a book or whether it's going out with my friends and just like doing something positive, whether it's working out, joining a little club, whatever it is, like interaction. Those are healthy distractions. Having a relationship, those are healthy distractions, okay? That is what I mean. And overall, guys, that is 21 things that might be keeping you away from success and also accomplishing a lot of money. Again, there's gonna be a big slap in the face to a lot of people out there, especially me, because I'm not perfect on all 21 of these. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. And lastly, a little bonus here, guys. Honestly, one great thing that's changed my life has been, for example, I believe in the 4 pillars, meaning, for example, you have health, wealth, love, and happiness. So I try to focus on those 4 things every single day. Health, love, wealth, and happiness. Well, the exact order is basically health, wealth, love, and happiness. Going to church has helped me a lot. Learning more about the Bible has helped me a lot. Having those friends has helped me a lot. So all those things have been a very positive impact on myself. Before, though, it was kind of like I work, I stop working, and then I just basically spend all my time watching TV or just looking up the next video or whatever. It's not great, At least now I have more friends out there. I can call more people. That is going to help you out a lot. So that's why I'm saying these 21 things are definitely in some way going to affect you every single day. So you got to work towards not perfecting them, but by trying to become the best version of yourself possibly. Now, guys, comment down below. Is this video helpful? Okay, did you learn something? Do you actually do some of these things? Okay, and which ones do you want to change or not change? Okay, comment down below, let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. If you want to call me, I have the link down below. Click that link and call me directly for free. Or just send me a DM on Instagram at Tommy Bryson. And lastly, here is more content. Click my face right here. And more channels right here, guys. You guys actually want more content and more stuff from me. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it a ton. And as always, long-term team for the win. Love you guys. Peace out.